Dude, this is so good. This soundtrack is just this is the town music from FF4, I think. They must be the Loporitts mentioned in the Watcher's records. Not at all what I expected, but the Watcher did beat us heed their counsel. I assume the one who gave them the rousing speech was their leader, though we might have to ask about it in order to track them down. Come on then, let us be about it.
Of course, introductions are in order. My name is Livingway, and we are the Loporitts, created for the express purpose of commanding this ship and bearing the people of Etheirys to a brave new world.
To a brave new world.
More specifically, I am the one whom she charged with the execution of her most vital plans. You might say I'm her right paw. Livingway's the name. Map reader and navigator of the heavens.
Pleasure to meet you all, but I'm still trying to make sense of this.
Me too.
Confusion and bewilderment are completely understandable. Fear not, I shall walk you through it. The people of Etheirys, through no fault of your own, I'm sure, set in motion a series of events that, unfortunately, culminated in Zodiark's obliteration. Acutely aware of the imminent crisis, your parents said to you little ones, on ahead while they began the necessary preparations. Still not following? No? Very well, I shall elaborate further. Here we have
mind blown.
your home, and the moon, where we are now. Without Zodiark around to keep things lively, so to speak, the celestial currents of the star have doubtless begun to degrade. A calamity of apocalyptic proportions will be visited upon Etheirys, bringing an end to all life. Very sad, that.
My God, what the hell?
So too hath the Watcher claimed. By thine unperturbed countenance, I gather this eventuality was anticipated.
The doom and gloom. Oh yes, quite expected.
What?
Imagine, if you will, that Etheirys is a delicious carrot that I've forgotten to eat and left out in the midday sun. The most earnest wishes or prayers will not stop it from rotting to the core. So sadly, there's nothing to be done but to abandon said carrot, Etheirys, in case the metaphor is lost on you, to its grisly fate.
And this moon will serve as the vessel to deliver us to a new home.
What the hell?
Just so! We will gather up as many people, supplies, and resources as our stores will hold. And then, once everyone is aboard, it's off to another star.
Wow.
Easier said than done, admittedly. For one does not simply hop from star to star on a whim. Which is precisely why we've spent countless years constructing the most propulsive of propulsion systems. We ought to make it to our destination in 2 shakes of a rabbit's tail.
This is insane! This is insane! This is all so crazy! Like, even with context, like the concept of like...
Impressive technology. I dare say it is beyond anything we have ever seen.
You're a little baby MMO player killing ladybugs, squirrels.
All we've done is faithfully carry out the instructions left to us by Hydaelyn.
and other dumb little shit. Now,
when she was still just Venar, she was dedicated to the study of the world and its inner workings.
Venar.
And the Watcher, the real one, not the simulacrum you met, was one of her fellow researchers.
We've gone from killing gods
And this
to exploding
vessel
stars.
masquerading as a moon are products of their knowledge and know-how.
And now we're just gonna Just gonna fly the moon to a different
Certainly more
star.
than meets the eye. Might I ask where exactly you intend to take us?
We identified a few promising candidates for resettlement some time ago, but we cannot guarantee that they are fit for habitation. Moreover, the ship can only travel in short bursts. We intend to go down our list, hopping from star to star, until we find one suitable for resettlement. No need to worry, though. The vessel is being refurbished with accommodation for an extended stay as we speak. While we did have to rely upon outside help to determine what amenities were essential, I dare say we have risen to the challenge.
Help? From who?
Oh, you already know, bro. You already know.
From you and yours! Yes! Each time we woke to perform regularly scheduled maintenance, we were greeted by the resources you sent us. What better way to learn about preferences and proclivities of our present-day charges? Ah, but you're still adorable little children. Perhaps your elders were responsible for the deliveries.
Sharlayan! We all
I'm not sure
know.
what led you to conclude otherwise. I can assure you that we are all grown men and women.
No,
I very
I'm
much
12.
doubt my elders know this
I'm
place
12.
exists. Much
Look at
less
me,
have to send
with
you
my
so
hat.
much as a starlight missive.
I'm 12.
What? Then who in blazes let you on my moon?
I'm literally,
Herself led you here.
I'm literally the guy. That's what I said.
Don't say! Well, that's really not children. Then why are you so small and stunted? Like little baby carrot people.
Well, Amarotines were a great deal taller. In the present day, persons of such prodigious size are exceedingly rare.
So, you're saying everyone's not like the Watcher?
Hell no. That's a huge bitch. Sorry.
Oh, confound it all! Someone could have at least scribbled a note about your profound miniaturization.
That tome.
Oh, this? One of the first books sent to us. A compendium of the people of Etheirys, with a few blank pages at the back for minor corrections.
How you doing, man? It's been a long time. Hope you're doing well. Thanks for tuning in.
The total of our knowledge of your kind is contained in these pages.
Stop.
I thought it was abridged and made small for our benefit, but this isn't a regular-sized book, is it?
Is it a regular sized book? Me. Ain't you in Q Simulator? Oh my god, dude. Took me an hour and a half to get on today. Yesterday it took me almost 4 hours. Almost 4.
Can you hear me? Yes, we're all very busy. Change of plans. I need you to rebuild the domiciles at 1/3 the scale.
How you doing, dude? I'm enjoying Endwalk, I'm sure.
Yes, all of them.
Oh my god.
No buts. See to it with all speed.
Yeah, we changed a little bit on
Perhaps you could tell us
Earth.
a bit more about your terrestrial collaborators.
Yeah, please.
Yes, in due time. But first, I'd like to hear more about you, if it's all the same. I'd rather not risk any other complications due to outdated knowledge of our passengers-to-be.
This is so funny. Right then, now that you're here, we need to need you to teach us all you can about your people, and quickly. It won't be long before the final days are upon us and all at their terrible grandeur, so it's imperative that we be prepared to perceive our passengers to be. If there's anything at all, that may displease them, it must be addressed post-haste. And address it we shall. Here are our Bestways Burrows. We have assembled everything required to offer our guests the best way forward. We have produced a myriad of amenities we understand to be essential for day-to-day living, and I wish to hear your opinions on them. I'm sure you'll have all worked up an appetite, so why don't we start with foodstuffs? Meet me on the caratorium, and we'll see about you filling your bellies. What is going? Are you in a battle right now? She's not wanted. This is. Is that the battle theme here? Were you in a battle? Oh my god, dude. Oh, it feels so good. I love, that's my favorite battle theme. That's my favorite battle theme. Final Fantasy IV is the best one. It's banging. Oh, it's so good. What the heck happened? Uh-oh.
Huh? Access to living quarters restricted due to reconstruction. Then where is it? Oh no!
Uh-oh. Where'd I go to?
A private audience, as thou didst request, for reasons I know not.
Uh-oh.
Just a precaution. I'd rather I didn't have to ask the question at all, but I take my responsibilities very, very seriously. Do you and your friends, by any chance, find our accommodation wanting? Be honest, brutally even.
'Twould be ungracious of me to belittle the efforts of thee and thine.
Lovely sentiment, really. But the disappointment is writ plain on your comrades' faces. It's all the more frustrating since no one will come out and say what they find wanting. If there are faults in our work, we need to know. We can, we will do better. But time is not on our side. The final days will wait for no one. If your people are to be saved, we must take quick and decisive action.
I don't think anyone's arguing that.
This vessel must serve as a home for as many passengers as possible, for far longer than we may like. Which brings me to my request. Our collaborators on Etheirys are doing what they can to prepare for the voyage. Would you be willing to go and lend them a hand?
And now we know who the collaborators are.
The moon for yourself. You could speak to its many splendors, learn what else they might require, and assuage whatever concerns they have.
Wherefore wouldst thou entrust me with such a task?
How to put it? You're the only one who appears not to be wholly unsatisfied with our work. Oh, quite good at pretending that's the case, at least. Calm, collected, tactful to a fault.
What about me?
Particular with your words, too.
I'm good.
You understand that, in the face of great danger, one cannot pursue perfection at the expense of practicality.
That's true.
The difficult choices must often be made for the greater good.
And so fate doth conspire to set my feet upon this path once more.
Come again?
Me too.
Idle musings. 'Tis no trifle, thou
Huh?
dost ask.
Every time Urianger
I
talks.
understand the
What?
urgency and necessity.
What the hell?
Oh, dear me! Dear me! I was terribly sorry for the mix-up.
Oh my god, the
It's a
cartoon
bit of a
noises.
malfunction. I hadn't realized the residential quarters were inaccessible, you see. But you're still in one piece. So, all's well that ends well, yes?
Yeah,
Won't happen again. I promise.
we're all good, don't worry. Could have been much worse. What? Collaborators on Earth are absolutely Sharlayan. Absolutely. Absolutely. They gotta be. Growing way. Gosh, that was embarrassing. I promise to be more careful from now on. Since the residential quarters are closed for now, I've rerouted the teleporter to allow travel between floors instead. Hopefully it proves useful in the meantime. What a shame. Shame you couldn't see it though. You really would have liked it. Alright, that's okay. Good, you're here. Through this door is the greatest ends veil. It was named as such because it's the veil to end all veils, the most beautiful forest you'll ever see. We understand the people of Etheirys enjoy taking leisurely walks through natural spaces and the like, so I'm sure you'll enjoy it. How about we start with a nice stroll to the fountain? This way. Let's see it. Big reveal. I was expecting some I was gonna walk through this door and be like, whoa my god, most mind-blowing forest of all time. It is not that. It is not. I mean, it's cool. Not like the most insanely beautiful forest I've ever seen though. But you know, who am I to judge? It's a nice waterfall slash fountain. There's something very DBZ about this stuff, you know? Feels that way at least. So what do you think of the forest? Isn't it positively pleasant? Simply sublime? I didn't see it. I couldn't see the forest or the trees. I didn't see any. Wait, you don't mean those crystals out there, are you? 'Tis a transcendent as burying your face is Chocobo's plumage and taking a good long whiff. You don't mean those crystals out there are... Right, you are. Our forest is made of crystals and constructs, dotting the landscape as far as the eye can see. Building this place is a challenge, let me tell you. Since we were born here, we've never seen trees in person before, let alone a forest. The information sent by our collaborators was quite enlightening, but after much deliberation, we decided to use crystalline products and constructs in place of living trees. And thanks to our atmospheric circulation system, this place produces air as clean as that you'd find in a forest on Etheirys. The fountain here behind us, powered by the rather large crystal adorning its top, plays a vital role in supplying us with fresh water. Much time and effort was spent making it the most spherical of spheres, and I dare say the unparalleled roundness speaks for itself. I enjoy nothing more than a nice long stretch and a spot of relaxation whenever I come up here. This guy looks like you use your stretch yourself. Yeah, don't mind me. I'm gonna go ahead and stretch. Oh, you have to stretch to him. Me and this guy. Yep, really felt that one. That's the spirit. I feel more relaxed simply watching you. A sight worth many years spent building this place. If it's not too much to ask, it's always been a dream of mine to take a walk through the forest as someone from Etheirys. Could we? Maybe? He's like, haha, unless. Gasps, you will! Oh, be still, my quivering whiskers. Growing Whiskers gotta go for a walk through the forest. With Growing Way. Like the city homes and whatnot? Yeah, Dragon Ball. All of it feels very Dragon Ball, like Capsule Corp-esque, you know? With the exception of routine inspections and maintenance, we remained asleep and waited, hopeful that Hydaelyn would find someone who would... Oh, whoops. Eventually she didn't, through her power was waning. Though her power was waning, we were able to speak to them directly for a short while. She shared with them everything we could, including our knowledge of the heavens and a means to travel here to the moon. They certainly didn't waste any time with what we taught them, nor more than a few years after, our collaborators found a means to convey messages and supplies to us from down below. With all the letters, books, and other resources they sent, we'd learned enough to start making meaningful changes to the moon. And now you're here, hopefully enjoying yourself as much as I am. I knew you would like the greatest Endsvale, I knew it! Thank you again for coming here, by the way. I know it was just a walk through the forest, but it meant a lot to me. There you are. I take it you've already received the Grand Tour. A shame we missed it. Growing Way, I've been looking all over for you. Is this about the teleporter to the residential area? No, never mind that. We have more pressing matters at hand. I'll be calling an emergency meeting shortly, and your attendance is required. Really? Can't imagine why you'd need me there, but if you insist. We won't be away long, so all you are welcome to continue looking about the burrow. Now, come along, Growing Way. Before we arrived, you seemed to be in the midst of rousing conversation with your guide. Did you learn anything of import? spent 12,000 years preparing this? With the appointed hour fast approaching, I can certainly understand the restlessness, but still. It remains to be seen if the people can be persuaded to evacuate when there are yet no signs of the final days. What's more, the technology of this place defies imagination. I doubt there are many who would readily come to terms with living in such surroundings. Whoever these collaborators are, unless they are possessed of the world's most charming personalities or means to forcibly evacuate people, they'll meet with a great deal of resistance. Indeed. Even if faced with annihilation, the decision to forsake all one knows cannot be made lightly. Forgive me, friends, but I must beg your leave. There's another matter which yet begs for mine attention. Of course, we can accompany if you like. Nay, that will not be necessary. If you'll excuse me. Urianger is the trusted one. And I know it. And I know it. Hydaelyn. 'Tis clear now that difficult decisions lie ahead of us. Preparation for the evacuation of Etheirys is indeed crucial, but I'm not yet willing to forsake our world in its reflection, and I trust I am not alone in that my reticence. By now, Thanker can tell what his friends are up to something. Did Urianger seem strange to you? More so than usual, I mean. I know he has a penchant of keeping his counsel, but I'd be lying if I said I wasn't worried. Would you go see if he's alright? Your stool and I will remain here and see what else we can learn about the final days. If you hurry, perhaps you can catch up to him. So can everyone just breathe on the moon then? The moon is totally different in the world of Hydaelyn / Eorzea. Argos! The boy! Urianger ventures off into the Mare Lamatorium for reasons unknown. You must tread carefully, else he might sense your presence. Oh my god, I forgot Argos was waiting for us. We were like, we'll be back hopefully soon. Argos is literally just standing there, waiting. Alright, we have to be careful. Oh yeah, I can do this. That's right. He'll never see me. He doesn't know I'm here. Right? Again. That's so funny.
Thine arrival is timely as ever.
He always knows. Always knows.
Thou didst chance to overhear my conversation with Living Way, I presume?
Yep.
'Twas not mine intent to move in shadow. Nevertheless, I have been asked to do that and more yet again. Is it so plain that these strangers could intuit it at a glance? My capacity for silence and secrecy and duplicity? When Grahatir did contrive to deliver the first at the price of his own life, I was complicit in the scheme. A sacrifice averted for a mercy. Would that I could say the same for Menphilia. One life for one world. And by that bloody bargain brokered by my hand were the scions robbed of a dear comrade, and Flamine her beloved daughter.
Flamine?
Two souls, whose selflessness was beyond measure, whose resolve was unshakable. They would not be moved even had I thought to protest. But protest I did not. Far from it. I pushed them forward. No effort did I make to seek out alternatives, ones that would not demand such terrible costs. That resignation weigheth heavy on my mind, as does the memory of another lost to mine inaction. Dearest Moonbringer, who did face death unflinching, that we might secure a means to bring low the Ascians. In her hour of need, I did naught. Dutiful disciple of Louisoix, ever looking to the greater good. Had I shut mine eyes and bid her live instead, mayhap she would be with us today. Selfish wants, born of everlasting regrets. Most days I put them from my mind, but could think of naught else when asked to swallow the same bitter draught. Subterfuge and sacrifice. Mayhap the right moral choice, but one I regard with great trepidation. The calamity of Amarot was a tragedy beyond reckoning, one which must never again come to pass. Thus must we struggle, haunted by ghosts of those we have lost, clinging to those we pray we can yet save. But what of those we cannot? How do we make peace with the dreadful algebra of necessity?
Have faith in yourself and your decisions. Take heart and protect well those you can.
Sage counsel indeed. I see. Wisdom as befits a great worm. Curious that he should think thee in need of such encouragement. Strange. Scarcely can I remember when last we spoke alone, and so candidly.
Teleport notification.
For all my supposed skill with words, I find it difficult to express such private thoughts. As for the Loporitts' proposition, I will take time and consider how to respond. 'Twould be to our mutual benefit if we could converse more openly with our aspiring caretakers. A concern I should be glad to address on the Scion's behalf. To dispense with all pretense and bare one's heart to another is a frightening thing indeed. But we cannot move forward ere we take that bold first step. A lesson I have learned many times before. And today.
What are they saying? Close these ears. I've heard bugger all. No matter. We've got our plans.
Okay. Next thing we're doing. Oh, am I on him? Yeah, I'm on Urianger. In truth, my reason for traveling hither was to effect a plan of my own, a plan which may pave a way forward for us all. May, I say, for there is no guarantee of success. 'Tis the reason I set out alone, that failure, should it come, would be mine to bear alone. Yet thou standest before me the proffered hand and open heart. 'Twould be a remiss of me to refuse the amity, and so I ask, wouldst thou join in mine endeavor? Shola's been looking all over for you, Gob. She says she needs to speak with you about something most urgent, dire even. She was also quite clear that she wishes to speak with Gob alone, which means I'm afraid you must stay behind, Urianger. But worry not, it just so happens we need your help with an errand, delivering a package from the Watcher's Palace to Bestways Burrows. It's quite large and heavy, perhaps even too heavy for we poor Loporitts, and we would be ever so grateful if you could lend us a hand. That's convenient. Suspiciously convenient. Say that. Are you insinuating I would betray the trust of Hydaelyn's chosen? Or worse, do anything to risk getting Y'shtola's bad side? She's clearly not one to be crossed or made to wait. Now, off with you. Worry not, Gob. I shan't be long. Okay, so we gotta go back to down here. This place needs Ethernet. That's what it is. It needs spots to teleport around to for sure. For damn sure too. A dire emergency? I said no such thing. But as you were here, I can use your assistance with small matter. Running Way, a companion of growing ways, apparently has much to tell us about the final days. The problem, however, is that he is determined to live up to his name, refusing to stay long enough for us to have a hold of a conversation. So anywhere he likes to stop and rest, or perhaps there's a way to slow him down? What's the rush? I was thinking we should just wait here and maybe enjoy a cold mug of carrot juice and no, well, if that's really important, you can try using these balls, moose flesh, not to be confused with the other thing. Running Way's other notable feature is his incessant chatter, so you'll have no trouble finding him in a crowd, and when you do, try lobbing your balls at him. What? Crude, but if it proves effective, he was here in the Greatest Endsvale when I last saw him. Let us split up and find him. Jesus. I shall throw my balls at him. Search your surroundings for Running Way. You may move the camera as well as zoom in and out. Target Running Way and throw moose balls with it. The click thing. Oh, not like that. Are you Running Way? Which one is Running Way? You're not. This show. How am I supposed to know? Do not hit unassuming Loporitts. Well, I've been doing it this whole time. Oh. I mean, he's running. Running Way? Time for a break. Hey! Oh. Hey, I got him. It's gotta be him. Ow! That's smarts. If it was meant to be a joke, it isn't funny. Yes, I'm Running Way. Do you mind explaining why you hit me in the face with your balls of moose flesh? I'm highly knowledgeable about the final days. Question mark? Ha! That's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard since I woke up. Who told you that joke? As if we've got the time to look into the final days when there's so much to do before the great voyage. It's true that Hydaelyn did impart to us a knowledge of the event, but I know about as much as any other Loporit around here. Less, probably. I don't know why anyone would think it's funny to go around telling people I'm an expert, but they better hope I don't get my paws on them. Sorry, I couldn't be of more help, but if there's nothing else, I've work to do. And I'm off. Okay. Just buying time, I guess. Just doing fetch quests. Just doing some filler, you know? Care to explain yourself, Growing Way? Well, you see, I misremembered. Yes, that's it. I misremembered. Terribly sorry about that. Afraid I'm drawing a blank, though. Try as I might, I can't remember who I was thinking of. On an unrelated note, what of Urianger? I assume you spoke with him earlier. But did he say when he'll be returning? On his way to the Watcher's Palace with Living Way? Between Growing Way's sudden lapse of memory and our lack of other leads, maybe our time would be better spent lending Urianger a hand. What? No, hold on a minute. It's all coming back to me. Yes, I remember. The information you're looking for is in the archives. Yes, that's where you'll find all sorts of useful information, not including that pertaining to the final days. She's like, nah. Nah. Oh, what to do? I promised Living Way I would help, but no, I promise I'd help, so that's what I'll do. The archives are on the second floor of the main plaza, the eastern wing. Follow me. I suspect the Loporitts are up to something, but if there's ought to be learned of the final days, I think it's best we play along. For now, at least. The archives are right through this door, but it seems to be locked. I guess we'll just have to go and find whoever has the key. Growing Way, enough. If you have naught else to tell us of the final days, you need only say so. We can ill afford to be wasting time here, as you well know. Do you yourselves not tell us we must act quickly? Yes, we did, but the moon was to be a perfect paradise for people of Etheirys, and we're running out of time to make everything ready for their arrival. We'd hoped we'd see the wonders we'd have to offer, but you found nothing but the faults and flaws in our work. Only one of you saw our potential, so others we must keep here. Ah, so that's Livingway's game. Run us about in circles, and failing that, lock us away so we can't put up the plan at risk. Everyone except Urianger. He understands what is at stake, what must be done. I fear you've misjudged us, Growing Way. Never have we decried the notion of using this moon as a means of escape. That said, my heart breaks at the thought of abandoning Etheirys and her reflections to their doom. If there is a way to avert the final days, I wish to find it. We all do. We may fail, but our efforts would never be at the expense of your plans. But why would you take that risk? There's no room for ifs and maybes now. The people of Etheirys will escape here to the moon. They'll be safe, and we'll finally get to see all their happy, smiling faces. I'm sorry, but we can't let you leave. We just can't. Whoa. Do what you must, but try not to hurt them. I'll be back in a moment. Don't do anything rash while I'm gone. Don't do anything rash. We're about to fight them. We're about to fight these little rabbit people. We're doing something rash, let me tell you. If we dally, then they'll overwhelm us with sheer numbers. I say we knock these ones out, split them up, and make our way to the exit. Agreed. Let us reconvene where Argos awaits outside. Argos, let's go! That's the best boy right there. Just saying. You're under attack. Why don't they put you in an instance for this so no one else can see this happening? Doesn't seem like that's the case. They definitely don't. Wow. If I can just AoE them, they're not gonna like do anything. Well, let's go a little faster here. Come on! Is this not working? Oh, what do I need to do here? Oh, there you go. Yeah, there's no my. Going away returns to stop you. What's he gonna do? They're so funny and small. Oh my god. I'm sorry, Growing Way. I'm sorry. Oh, it's good that it just shows Loporitts, so it doesn't show like doesn't show like any spoilers or anything. This Reaper's just ripping on him, damn! We have to save them. And we're there? Oh, that's it? There's only the few there? Oh, okay, that makes it easy. That's no problem then. Good, you're here. We must hurry to the Watcher's Palace and find Urianger. Argos, forward!
And what, pray tell, do we seek at the Watcher's Palace?
Oh, come off it, friend. You know full well why we're here. The time has come for you to return to Etheirys and help your brethren prepare for their journey here and beyond.
Forgive me, Living Way, but I cannot in good conscience proceed with this plan.
Huh? But what about the final days? The death and the doom? Oh, we have to hurry before it's too late!
Your unflagging commitment to your duty is endearing, to say the least.
Oh, bugger!
They're so funny.
Be at ease. They bear you no grudge, nor do I. How could we, having come to understand your purpose?
Literally.
For millennia, you and yours worked tirelessly towards the singular purpose of this heavenly vessel's construction. An arduous feat by any measure. 'Tis clear you have spared no effort. Why, your very names are a testament to your dedication.
Oh, good guy Urianger.
Our names? I'm not sure I understand what you're getting at.
Names are an expression of the self, a declaration of one's hopes and aspirations. Your use of contemporary, uncomplicated nomenclature doth ensure clarity of purpose. There can be no doubt that your love for the people of Etheirys is boundless and pure.
Truly.
Yes! Yes! The most mellifluous phrasing! We Loporitts were born of Hydaelyn's love for Etheirys.
They're like Care Bears.
Shining, shimmering blue jewel, brightest star in the sky, brimming with life and possibilities.
If you love it so much, then why don't you marry it? And when I say marry, you should go and save it.
I've toiled in anticipation of the day when this vessel might be needed. All I've ever wanted was to meet those she cherished so dearly, to serve and serve well. That goes for all of us, don't you see? So help us help them. Lead them here where we can keep them safe. If there's anything wrong with what we've built, we'll fix it. We'll make it right.
Your works want not for repair. Yet there remaineth much for you to learn of men and your own kin besides. Singing Way, thy name bespeaketh more than the simple marriage of rhythm and rhyme. The songs of Etheirys are beyond counting, and span the length and breadth of emotion. Maps are monuments to man's pioneering spirit and his devotion to charting the furthest reaches of our star. Many have devoted their lifetimes to exploratory pursuits, to venture unto the highest mountains and the deepest oceans in search of unknown frontiers. And thou, my friend, I do not think we have met.
My name is Puddingway.
Puddingway.
Puddingway? Yes, indeed. A name of deep and abiding significance, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But one perhaps better communicated through delicious deeds than tasteless words.
Yeah, right? Yeah.
A judicious application of fey magics at a later juncture may be appropriate. And Living Way. 'Tis no easy feat to convey the significance of thy moniker. When I was a bookish boy, a dear friend of mine was fond of peppering me with questions as I read, to my occasional annoyance. One day, I posed to her a question of mine own.
Damn.
What doth it mean to live?
What doth it mean to live?
After much contemplation, she proffered this answer. The anticipation of a half-read story's conclusion. The hope today's mistake may serve as tomorrow's lesson. The wish that a new acquaintance may one day call thee friend. She believed it to be all these moments and more.
I want to understand, but...
I, too, still labor to find mine own answer. 'twould be my pleasure to assist you and yours in embarking on a journey of self-discovery and enlightenment. For thee.
That's why he made it.
Ink as blue as the waters of Etheirys. Made in haste, though I assure thee the quality has not suffered for it. The people need not be persuaded by honeyed words. Nay, I have faith they shall do what is right in due course. Until they do, I beg your patience, friends. And with that ink, let us fill the empty pages of Living Way's compendium. An open exchange of ideas will surely afford you all a better understanding of modern man, and with it, ideas for improvements and renovations. But more importantly, it shall empower us to together find a way forward.
I hope you're right. Thank you for this lovely gift.
There you have it. I shall remain with the Loporitts to ensure that all is in order. Though we must needs prepare for every eventuality, you would all agree that the evacuation of our star is a last resort. To accept failure is to accept the demise not only of our star, but that of Reen's, of all reflections, and the souls that call them home. Which is why I have every faith that you shall fight to the last, that such drastic measures may prove unnecessary.
Should the worst come to the worst, and I pray deeply that it won't, I'll take comfort in knowing preparations were made under your watchful eye.
Aye, thou mayest be assured that if calamity cometh, not a soul will be left behind, if being the operative term.
And the flower again! It's orange now. That flower, how came it into your possession? How very like her. Guided by its light, you may come to know her true intentions, intentions which remain a mystery even to us. In our time, we call it Elpis. You would do well to remember the name.
I hate to interrupt, but I feel like I need to make amends for all the secrecy.
I thought like he was
Think nothing of it.
talking about how they're discussing things with Sharlayan.
Apologies to Growing Way and
But I guess not. They just meant like go down and find people, I think. That's it.
And when next we welcome more guests from Etheirys, we'll have learned to be much more hospitable hosts. Oh, and circling back to the matter of inappropriate secrecy, we ought to discuss our benefactors.
Unless I'm wrong. Unless I'm right, maybe?
Agreed. The Sharlayan Forum, yes?
Ah, okay, never mind. I was right.
What? How did you know?
I was right. Never mind.
The more I heard, the more obvious it became. The Forum's aims align closely with those of your anonymous patrons. A telling coincidence would be an understatement. Though had we not taken it upon ourselves to peruse certain restricted tones in Labyrinthos, we might still be unaware of their plans.
That is true.
But let us continue this discussion upon our return. I dare say we have kept Alphino and the others waiting long enough.
So then my question is, they just want to take the Sharlayans with them? And no one else? I wonder. Forgive me in my absence, but I have the utmost faith in you and all our fellow scions. When next I return to Etheirys, I pray I find all you in good health and good spirits. With the Loporitts and Urianger's capable hands, we needn't worry about affairs here in our absence. Knowing now the face of their earthly collaborators, there is much to discuss with Alphino and the others. Let's return to the Tower of Babel. Our battle for the star will soon begin in earnest, and we must be prepared. So now we gotta go back down to the nether gate. Is that where we came through? I'll just teleport back, right? Or should I should just go that way. Maybe I'll just go that way. Just see where it takes us. Returning home. Nether gate. Seems to go back. It goes back down there, so whatever, it's fine, might as well. Probably okay. Probably just fine. The Nether gate. Minecraft. Poggers. And we're right back here. We just teleport back down. Nice. Dancred. Gods, I can scarcely believe we went to the moon and back. But we'll have time to reflect on it later. Right now, we need to head back to Camp Broken Glass and deliver a thoroughly detailed report to Lucia. I'd like very much to know how everyone is getting on here as well. They'd only just begun to treat the tempered soldiers as prisoners when we left. I share your curiosity, but warning our allies of the final days is of greater importance. I speak not only of the contingent, of course. The heads of state of every nation must know what we have learned. We know not when or where or in what manner the final days will begin to manifest, and so we must see that everyone is prepared. Agreed, though we may wish to stress the importance of discretion, lest the public be set into panic. Not that anyone in position of responsibility should need to be told as much, but it bears repeating. Anyway, first things first, to Camp Broken Glass. We've done what we can for now, and believe me, we intend to tell you all about it. But before we do, might you tell us what's become of Garlemald in our absence? We succeeded in subduing the tempered inside the Tower of Babel. We took many alive, but combined with those who were already in our custody, the number requiring care has grown exponentially. The inclement conditions here have made it difficult, if not impossible, to treat them all here, and so we have petitioned to the aid of the allied nations. Some are, understandably, hesitant to proffer assistance, particularly those that were but recently subject to imperial occupation. That said, several others have agreed to grant them refuge for treatment. With the assistance of your fellow scions, we endeavor to see them safely transported and subsequently cured of their tempering. Will all the temper be relocated? Not all, no. We have sufficient shelter to attend to those whose treatment has begun, and enough healers have volunteered to remain until their patients have recovered. Julius is one such patient, though he is not yet fit to receive visitors. Truth be told, it was a miracle he and those in his company were not harmed in the chaos. If not for Alphino and Alizé's timely assistance, I dare say none of them would be with us today. In light of recent developments, have the Alliance leaders come to any decisions regarding Garlemald? Nope. Given the tremendous ramifications of what has happened here, it will take time to determine what must be done. In the meantime, they intend to work with the Eastern Alliances to keep a close watch over the provinces. We have other news to share. Shortly after the Yamato is defeated, we received reports that each and every tower has vanished. For a mercy, the process was apparently not quite as violent as that you experienced in Thabnir. Those who were trapped with them have been rescued and are receiving treatment. To hasten this endeavor, the beast tribes have received instruction in magics needed to cure tempering. Master Matoya is no doubt thrilled the Mother Porxia affords her so many visitors. Yes, we are grateful for her ongoing efforts, as well as those of our comrades near and far. As for the contingent, several of our members have been granted leave to return to their homelands after the transfer of temper has been completed. Lucy and I will remain, along with a small force, to continue offering aid to those in Garlemald. The Empire may be no more, but there are yet those who call these lands their home. I believe that accounts for recent events here. So, what of the moon and the Telophoroi? Boy, do I got a story for you, damn! The final days. Gods, I prayed your victory would mark the end of our troubles. There's still much we do not know, but the Alliance leaders must be told. Would you be willing to contact them in our stead? Yes, of course. I will send forthwith. We'll also release your fellow scions from their present duties, that they may return to Sharlayan. Your energies are better spent finding a means to avert the coming apocalypse. Speaking of your fellow scions, you'll be happy to hear that Mistress Kryal, though still on the mend, has been moved to Baldesion Annex and given into Tataru's care. Thank you. I look forward to seeing them both upon our return. Let us be on our way then. One last thing, if I may. If your confrontation with Zodiark, you said Xenos took his leave, and in all likelihood he has returned here to Garlemald. I have a mind to dispatch scouts to try and ascertain his whereabouts, but first wish to ask if you believe there is merit in doing so. If they found him, they would not likely live to tell the tale. If you're expecting a trail of destruction to follow, you won't find one. An admiral by futile endeavor. I'll do this one. Aye, you're the only foe he considers worthy. And even if my men found him, who but you could even hope to bring low that monster? Pray forget I entertained the notion. While on the subject of Xenos, the 10th Legion has made an official proclamation. They denounced the Crown Prince and condemn his role in the Empire's downfall. His very title has become a source of shame among his former subjects, and his continued use serves only to hinder relations with foreign nations. For this reason, he has been declared Xenos, Viator Galvis, outcast and enemy of the Garlemald. That Daniel is no more, and now his own people turn against him. It seems he's not, but his bloodlust to keep him company. Better that than an army to see it shattered. At any rate, I will not keep you longer. I pray your safe passage back to Sharlayan. Hello, Kryl. Welcome back, Gob. We were so terribly worried about you. Though it is plain I have caused my own fair share of worry, and for that I apologize. Hydaelyn could have called me to the day that we entered the Tower of Babel. Her pleas were faint but desperate, and I knew at once she required a vessel to carry out her will. What came after feels like a dream, barely remembered. My body flowing through the live stream toward Garlemald. When I regained consciousness, I was all aches and frostbite, exhausted of aether. So exhausted, in fact, I could only laugh, for it was that in that moment I understood Raha's wariness from the Tower of Zot. Would that I could laugh at a time like this. Though we prevented Zodiark from being unleashed upon the world, I'm curious to know what else took place there on the moon. Well, I killed Zodiark. Ah, perhaps we should wait for the others to join us before you give your account. Let us reconvene in the main hall once they've arrived. The final days, as befell Amarot, and we are to escape via the moon. What are the sources and its reflections? I have no intention of standing by while the world falls to ruin. So how do we stop this? Unfortunately, we have no answers at present. If the celestial currents have grown stagnant, as was the case in the time of Amarot, the solution would be to alter the flow of aether throughout the entirety of the star. The ancients accomplished this by summoning Zodiark, sacrificing half the star's population in the doing, but it should go without saying that such a sacrifice must not be repeated. Which leaves us with the daunting task of identifying the underlying catalyst for the final days, a feat which even the Amaroutines could not accomplish. Unfortunately, we found no clues in the Mare Lamentorium. There's still so much we don't know about the catastrophe itself, let alone what may have caused it. The final days were marked by the corruption of the Amaroutines' creation magics, but we command no such power, which invites the question, what havoc is in store for us? If we knew that much, perhaps we could draw some parallel with the events of the past, and thereby form some semblance of a plan. Perhaps we should start with the Forum then. Having worked with the Loporitts in secret of all this time, there is surely more than they can tell us. Forgive the interruption, but I have urgent news. The Forum is holding a public assembly in the plaza outside. Some sort of announcement. What is Father up to now? There's only one way to find out. This is the big announcement. We're all going to the moon, y'all. There would be an announcement, I should say.
Order, order, I say. I thank you all for gathering here on such short notice. This day we must speak of grave affairs and their implications for the future of Sharlayan, nay, of this very star. Said affairs concern all citizens, and so we have called for a public assembly.
Okay, fair enough.
You may have heard rumors of the Loporitts and the havoc these madmen wreak abroad. Under normal circumstances, we would pay little heed to petty disturbances outside our borders. The final days, however, are another matter altogether. For we dare not ignore these prophetic words of Eld. The Endbearers will come, ushering chaos and calamity. The final days descend and devour the very star.
I've never heard this prophecy.
Is it true? Will all that really happen?
Calm yourselves. The time has come to speak of the Forum's most sacred duties. But first...
Give voice to the voiceless. Let bindings be unbound. By unanimous decree, I declare the enchantment broken.
Master Leveilleur, if you would.
Very well. "270 years ago, our forebears began an expedition in the Dravanian hinterlands, in search of a route to access the ethereal sea. This much is public knowledge. Their findings, however, would become the Forum's most closely guarded secret.
Whoa, it's time to go down!
What those researchers discovered in the hinterlands was not a passage unto the ethereal sea, but the very heart of our star, and Hydaelyn herself. She spoke to them of a calamity that would extinguish all life, and of a means by which we might be spared. The moon. 'Tis in truth a gargantuan vessel built to serve as sanctuary for her children and deliver them from this doom. Much like Nunkref's hope in ages past, it will bear the people of a world in the throes of death to a new home.
Needless to say, this will be no small undertaking. To facilitate the great work, the Forum has maintained close contact with the servants of Hydaelyn, who presently reside on the moon.
Imagine hearing this for the first
Convinced
time.
that the foretold end was all but inevitable, we began amassing a wealth of knowledge. Not merely for the betterment of our nation, but in preparation for the journey to come.
You reveal this to us now? By the gods, how long do we have?
While we cannot say with certainty, we believe the hour to be nigh. We received a transmission from the moon suggesting as much not long ago. Which is why we must in earnest begin preparations for the Great Exodus. For his impressive contributions and the leadership he demonstrated during our withdrawal from Dravania, we have elected Master Leveilleur to oversee this initiative.
Fellow scribes and scholars, my countrymen, we face a threat of unprecedented scale. We must challenge the trials before us with composure and conviction if we are to find salvation. The wisdom of Sharlayan has ever been a shining beacon in the darkness, and so it shall continue to be. It is our solemn charge to see our heritage preserved for future generations. For those who will come after, we will brave a new frontier.
Administrative edicts will be relayed to all major institutions ere long. In the meantime, carry on with your duties. With that, I hereby call this assembly to a close.
Thought that was my character for a second. Damn, okay. And that's it? And they're only telling the people of Sharlayan.
Do you remember what Mother told us when we visited home?
Says a lot about society.
It wasn't until after we were born that Father seemed to lose himself in his work. If that great work of his was the evacuation of this star, then...
Yes. It wasn't for his benefit. Would you mind waiting here a moment? I wish to speak with Father before we leave.
Keep it civil, eh?
Thank you. I shan't be long.
If it's all the same to you, I have a few choice words to share with Father as well.
So, come to call us cowards and bid us join your fruitless battle against the inevitable.
Wow, good dad, great dad.
Nay,
great parenting.
We do not object to the Forum's proposal. On the contrary, those who wish to flee have every right to do so. Urianger is cooperating with your associates on the moon to ensure that all is ready should evacuation be our only recourse.
Yeah, we know. We were there, bro.
Then whatever your business, I suggest you be brief.
Though we cannot boast the boundless wisdom of Sharlayan, we have first-hand knowledge of foreign cultures and have conversed with no small number of peoples. These experiences have taught us fundamental truths that cannot be recorded in any tome, nor charted on any map. The beating heart of this planet is its people, many of whom would give anything, even their lives, to protect the lands they love. Many may choose to join you in the end. But what of those unwilling or unable, for whom escape will never be an option? What would you have them do? To ignore the plight of those one might conceivably save is not wisdom, Father. It is indolence. This is why we choose to fight.
We'll not ask for your understanding, Father. Only that you don't turn a blind eye to the good we have done. That we can still do. We're not children in need of protection. Hold fast to your principles and let the world burn if it please. But we believe there is still another way.
Hell yeah!
And if there is, we will find it. You see if we don't.
Do as you will. Just stay out of our way.
Fine, whatever.
Were he not so consumed with self-righteousness, he might tell you how proud he is of you both.
Bold words call for bold action. And
Sorry, my
maybe
cats
not
are being
turning to your father
dumb.
should plans go
Wild.
awry.
As if I ever would. So long as there are those who wish to stay and fight for this star, we have to do what we can to help them.
And if we're to do that, we'll need to be well rested.
Time for a nap. Not for
Do
me.
you agree?
I'm still good.
And having triumphed over what we once thought
Proud but
to be
won't
the
admit it,
source of
Dad.
evil,
Right? Right?
I can think of no one in greater need of at least a dozen winks.
Yeah, I could do that. I'd be good for me. Nap time, baby.
Shall we then? To the Annex. To prepare for tomorrow.
Crowd tells me the forum made a rather momentous announcement, so there's to be a great exodus, is there? I'm reminded of my narrow escape from the Isle of Val, the realization they're running the mixture of the relief and regret after. Why me? I ask myself. Why me? Why us? Why now? Why wonder? There's no use fretting over the cosmic morality of lack thereof. We're here and we'll get there through this together. Who knows, maybe my luck will rub off and grant everyone a narrow escape, but there's no harm in praying for as much. Oh, but enough of my rambling. I'm sure you're exhausted. Your chamber awaits. An idea who she was. Oh, nice. That's really funny, though. I still like that. Dada. Send it right before popping your queue. Okay, it's awesome. It is funny. Wow. Really yellow. Really bright. Oof. That's stressful. That's stressful, I tell you. Visitor has come knocking at your door. Whoever could it be? Let's say you pick Estinian. I like Estinian. It's him! Or not. Oh, it is!
You're alone. Good.
Estinian's cool.
The twins thought now would be a wonderful time to pay a visit to my chambers. Rather than listen to them bicker over tonight's snacks and tomorrow's plans, I seized the first opportunity to make my escape.
Yeah.
To their credit, they decided against intruding on your peace and quiet.
Graha's a great. He was my second choice for sure.
Can all be a bit exhausting at times, can't it? I wasn't sure what to make of you at first. During the Dragon Song War, how quick you were to take up a cause not your own. But I came to see that is simply the way of you and yours. I will not pretend to understand this talk of ancient primals and the final days. But I trust in your judgment and choose to believe in your cause. You and Alphinaud have my lance, now and always. You'll need it. Rack and ruin looming on the horizon. Calamity bearing down upon us. There's no place I'd rather be than here. Standing shoulder to shoulder with friends on the front line. So do not hesitate to send me against your enemies. I'll make them rue the day they met me. Now, if you'll excuse me, I could do with a little air. If Alphinaud asks, I was never here. Until the morrow.
Did Graha do that? Short while earlier in the Alamegan Quarter.
Thank the gods that tower is gone. The sight of it was enough to make me sick.
Thank the Ilsebar contingent, more like. Word is, they fought their way into Garlemald on top of the bloody thing themselves. Not just the one, neither. All the towers have up and vanished.
Commander Aldin and his troops helped keep casualties to a minimum, too. But is it true? They brought back tempered Garlean soldiers.
Uh-oh.
As Commander Aldin tells it, they've a treatment for that now. But don't you worry. Cured or not, they've no plans to bring them into the city proper.
I see. Well, that's a relief then.
Racism.
I know we've brothers and sisters among the lot, but I can't say I'm eager to welcome them home.
Wanted to think about it for a while yet. They're to be looked after in Alagana for the time being.
What the hell? Is he still tempered? Is that Julius? Or Euless, sorry. Uh-oh. It's our friend.
Another day, another commission of paramount importance. Oh, what have we here?
Looked like it was him. Also, I saw Sigurd or whatever in the background there. Sigurd? Siegfried? The Dark Knight. Oh.
Hey, are you all right?
Uh-oh.
Was that? No. The shadows play tricks, nothing more.
That boy ain't right. Where's he going?
The towers are gone, and the Garlean threat has abated. Yet, why does it feel as though it's about to get much worse?
Foreshadowing. Big bad foreshadowing. Wow, wow. That can't be good. That can't be good. The music is all serious now. Oh, Lord.